Is it Alain Vigneault making a colossal mistake by not starting Henrik Lundqvist more? Are we calling all that? Taking your calls live on The Crease with Tommy C. Come on. Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm Tommy C, and this is In the Crease with Tommy C. And to my right, if you see him actually, my left, your right, your left, my right. Another dead Chicago, dead on Dave, who's drunk. Aren't I good, boss?
Maybe just
Oh,
just a little bit.
That's unbelievable.
I'm okay. It's
Aren't I
Chinese
good, boss?
plum wine.
I let you come blast it out of your mind. Ridiculous.
Hey, it was either this or blackout from pain.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pro-marijuana. That's right.
Seriously.
Yes, we're pro-marijuana here on the Shot for the Boy show. I think everybody should smoke weed, including athletes.
I agree.
And your children. You know,
Yeah,
I think 4-year-olds should
age.
smoke weed.
Certain age. Certain age. Crank up the Marley, smoke a bong, listen to some In the Crease.
Yeah. Smoke a bong, like Roy.
Roy. We might make more sense that way.
All right. Let's get into this situation with Alain Vigneault.
What's wrong with your boy, man?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. He is my boy, and I do trust his judgment, but I can't help but think back to the 91-92 season, the Mike Richter, John Van Beesbrook controversy, which I mentioned on this show before, with the New York Rangers. I see what I thought what Vigneault should have done much earlier is what he should have done is made it very clear either Talbot or Lundqvist were in the playoffs, and he didn't, and it's kind of an open question, and that means we're going to get the media vultures feeding on it.
Sure.
And I personally think, although I would respect the decision to go with Talbot, that he should have went with Hank very simply because he has the Stanley Cup experience.
Yeah,
and Talbot is essentially just a little off being a rookie.
Yeah.
As much as the Rangers stand a chance to clinch tonight the President's Trophy. That's a lot of that has to do with Cam Talbot, and a lot of it has to do with Henrik Lundqvist too, which is a fantastic season he had. But my fear is the goalie controversy. If you put this to rest right away, you put the media circus. It doesn't even get going.
Yeah.
And you know the upside is you have two goalies, because no matter what Alain Vigneault does, he should have put in the other guy. You know,
basically damned if you do, damned if you don't.
So the best thing to do in that situation is to do it, to make the commitment. Now, that being said, if Alain Vigneault knows something that I don't, maybe Hank Rushback, which I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's that type of guy. I mean, these guys, these athletes are like that. You know, they'll lie.
Sure.
If there's something we don't know in the media, they're not gonna. You know, it's an upper body injury. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Whatever. It's upper body, lower body.
This is upper body.
I remember when I was a kid, they used to say groin injury. Pulled your balls.
That's what I got put out of the Army for.
Groin injury. Yeah.
Yeah. Very ambiguous. There's something wrong with your groin, Dave. You're out.
You pulled your balls.
Yeah, pulled your balls.
I would like it if Alain Vigneault would cut, but it doesn't look like he's made his choice yet, which I think it could lead to some, I don't know, locker room strife, because I do believe that the stories affect the guys in the locker room, and that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. Going with two guys this late in the season might not be a great idea anyway. With Lundqvist just getting back, he needs reps. Let's face it. And especially a game like tonight, a clinching situation. They're playing the friggin' Devils, which, let's face it, they're not world beaters. They're a rival too. You know,
but they may do what the Sharks or may end up doing to the Kings. And,
exactly.
And let's keep them away from their President's Trophy.
They're going to get up for it. So you want to.
Sure.
So you want to have Lundqvist in a high-pressure situation, and this is kind of a high-pressure situation. So why not have him between the pipes? Now, there's probably stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe that's the logic we're going with Cam Talbot, to prepare him for the mental rigors of a playoff by having him in a high-pressure situation.
If that is the case, then I respect the coach. The coach has been right about just about everything, and he probably should win the jacket.
I'm smart when I'm drunk.
Yes.
Fuck.
You're freaking brilliant.
I need a drink of this.
If that is the case, I do respect the coach's decision. I mean, the coach is a coach. I don't like media. I don't like upper management get involved. I certainly don't like players making major decisions.
Yeah.
I respect that because that's the guy we hired, and the guy we hired should be respected with his views. But we don't know that for sure, and I just think he should have made it clear. And I think the bad choice is Talbot.
I think it's definitely the more risky choice.
I do.
Because if you live and die with Lundqvist, at least it's Lundqvist. He's got a track record. People can understand that. But if you live and die with Talbot, then it's like, why didn't you fucking go with Lundqvist?
But again, he's damned if he does, damned if he. Why didn't you go with Talbot? He was playing well.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they're going to be more forgiving if you go with Lundqvist. You know what I mean? The media definitely will be more forgiving, and I don't think you'll lose the players in your locker room for going with Lundqvist either.
I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think the media is just like whatever. If you go up, they're going to say down. If you say down,
they're assholes. That's true.
You know,
Fucking,
I mean, that's why I started this because I hate the media. I want to be in media so I can destroy it, because I hate sports talk. Hey, let's talk some sports. Hey, you know what happened to me when I got a donut? I saw a police officer. And I hate that. Hate.
Tommy C. The C stands for cancer to the media.
Yes.
We're going to rot it out.
To all those jerk off Cronin fans that said mean things.
They made me cry.
Yeah. One guy was like, "Hey Tommy, I know you fixed everything. Go fuck yourself." And I said, "Thanks, bud. I hope you get ass cancer." And he wrote me back. He said, that really hurt my feelings. When I was a kid, and you ran to your parents and you said, "Hey, Jimmy called me a fuckhead." Why did he call you a fuckhead? Well, I said I diddled his mother. Oh, there you go. Now it's like, hey, fuck you back.
Yeah.
What?
What? How could you say that?
Oh my God. I don't care if you
horrible, isn't it?
Like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother me either. Fuck them all.
But my aunt got cancer. So did mine.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Most of mine are too, yeah.
Jerk off. Call me names, especially when we're going through a hard time over here. By the way, Jake wanted to wish you, because we got the whole thing settled, this is what he left for you.
Damn it, I was so close to taking dead on Dave's job again. All I had to do is just watch wrestling for a few weeks, get to know what wrestlers there are, get to know the background behind the scenes, and that job would have been mine.
That would have been...
Nope,
no, that's perfectly fair, but just like here, I'd probably have to be brought back in to do the job right. Not a big deal.
718-396-7660 or add need contacts, and Skype is at Shot from the Point. We're taking your calls. Hey, am I wrong? They do something wrong? Oh, yeah, I did. I forgot to fucking share this. That was stupid.
You in trouble?
Yeah, I only got 3 people in the chat because I'm a big dummy.
Oh.
And I'll take your calls. That's why nobody's in here.
Tweet it? I'll tweet it.
I forgot. Nah, yeah, you can tweet it, but I forgot to do something.
My heart's kind of beating fast. That's probably not good.
What'd you do, a line of coke? What'd you do, a line of coke? I thought you were just drunk.
I don't think I did a bump.
Yeah. With the latest mangina controversy that we had.
The clitty litter is cleared out.
Yes. And we'll be happy to take questions on that.
Yeah.
But if you tell me to fuck off, I'm going to tell you to fuck off back.
I got most of my subs back already.
You know that's not very nice. Yeah, that's what he actually wrote. I listen to Tommy C because he's a nice guy. I like that nice hockey guy.
That's not what happened.
Planet are you from? I'm the meanest guy on YouTube that I know of. Especially, I'm definitely the meanest guy doing hockey on YouTube. Eat me,
How
man.
could you say that to me, Tommy? Oh my God.
Devin Dubnik.
Dubnik.
Listen to this story for the Minnesota North Stars here.
Yeah,
26-7-2 in 36 games. Sporting a .937 save percentage.
Filthy.
1.74 goals against average. Oh, and by the way, it's .934 at even strength.
We get to play them tonight.
Yes. Here's the thing. With the exception of the Chicago Blackhawks in the Western Conference, there is no team you don't want to draw more. Because we've seen it 100 times over with this with hot goalies. Sometimes hot goalies take bad teams to the final.
Yeah.
And I know we got the Hamburglar over here in Ottawa, but I'm kind of going with the experts on this one, which I normally don't do. I think it's kind of. I hope I'm wrong, but I think
I don't think you are here, man.
I think it's kind of.
It's not just Dubnyk. The defense is rallying around him. I mean, they're stingy as hell. They're 5th in goals against, and they're number 1 in the league in killing the friggin' penalty. That's not just a goalie there. That is a team effort. That means that defense is playing some killer friggin' hockey when they
do you want to play? Let's not forget about. I mean, look, they've been horrible most of the season. They're not a bad hockey team. And Zach Parise is a very good hockey player.
That's a top 25 player in this league. I feel.
Vanek, when he's good, is a really good hockey player. Yeah. When his bookies are all paid, you know. But let's face it, Dead on Dave. This is a team you don't want to draw.
No,
they are
frightening. Don't want them, and neither does St. Louis, and that's who they're destined to play right now.
Which is funny.
And that would be a bad matchup for them.
And I have them going to the final.
Yeah.
I guess
might not be good for you.
I'm still worried about the Rangers face-off issues. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
I wouldn't be. I don't think that's as big of a worry. Like I think you should cruise in the first round. I'm not, and then after that, it might get rocky.
You think they clinch tonight?
I think you clinch tonight.
Yeah.
I know it's a rivalry game but it's still the Devils.
How does Alain Vigneault not win the damn Jack?
He's got to win it.
I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's even in the running.
Well, who do you think's going to win it?
Maybe Capuano and the Islanders.
Really?
Yeah. He was like dead in the water, and they were going to fire him, and he turned it around.
Well, I get that, but I mean, the Islanders have not had the friggin' year that the Rangers had.
I suppose there's a chance.
They're 11 points behind them. The Rangers are the best team in hockey, man. And nobody expected, even though that they went to the finals last year, nobody expected them.
President's Trophy?
Nobody expected that.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Nobody expected that.
It seems that Alain Vigneault can adapt and change things. And the changes he made were better, and I think it made it a little more interesting for the players than playing under Tortorella.
Losing some of the players that you guys did to other teams because of contract stuff.
Captain? My favorite captain?
Yeah.
I mean, this is nothing short of incredible
it's a
what
great
the New
job.
York Rangers have done, but I do think this may blow up in their face. And even though they have the
You're so
Trophy,
pessimistic.
look, I've seen it time and time again.
Very true.
Very true. I've seen it time and time again. As far as goalie controversies, you don't want one. You want clear cut. You want clear cut guys in the playoffs. Well, This is not a hit on what Cam Talbot has done.
No.
Cam Talbot. They may have been a better team under Cam Talbot. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Well, they definitely had one of the most impressive stretches of the hockey year this season. There's no question.
Doubt.
Talbot was sick for about 22 games there, man. He was disgusting.
I don't think there is one team in the league that is actually super frightening like maybe in years past. Like even the Blackhawks, they haven't had the season. The Predators slowed down. The Rangers, they have face-off problems and maybe some they're not very gritty.
They're great, but they're not world beaters. They're not unbeatable. They can be taken down. There's bad matchups for them in this playoff bracket. Absolutely. There's nobody has really come out and just said, this is my year. You're 100% right about that. I mean, every team seems to have holes. Every team seems to have weaknesses that can be exploited by the right team. I don't think we've seen that in quite a long time in the playoffs. That should make for a very exciting Stanley Cup playoffs.
Little Estito says it's back-to-back with Hank will start the final 2 games against the Sen Thursday, which I'm going to Saturday, he said, in Washington. He thinks I'm panicking here. He thinks I'm overreacting. I don't know. I guess I just want to give Hank enough time as possible. I think
I would have done it the other way.
Maybe an issue. What would you have done?
I would have had Hank playing up right until the last 2 games to make sure that he was good.
Yeah.
Give him a little bit of rest there, maybe the last game or 2. Let Cam Talbot get a little bit of playing time between the pipes right before the playoffs, then start Hank game 1.
Absolutely.
That's what I would have done.
718-395-7660, 718-395-7660, or Skype us at Shot from the Point. Make sure you add me to contacts, and then we'll take your call. And I want to yell at a Cronin fan.
This could be a really great night for you, not just for the Ranger thing.
I'm angry.
I don't know if you've got this queued up already,
What?
but Pittsburgh takes on Ottawa tonight.
Oh, it's huge.
And if they lose and not goes to does not go to a shootout, Ottawa will overtake them or tie them and probably get the tiebreak because of the win over Pittsburgh for the playoff spot. This is insanity.
Do you know what a hockey boner I would have for the next 6 months if the Rangers won the Stanley Cup and the Pittsburgh Penguins didn't make the playoffs?
It would be insane.
With Sidney Godsby over there.
Oh my God.
I just hope Connor McDavid makes everybody forget Crosby. Devin, Texas, you're on the air. Let's talk some hockey. What's happening?
Tommy, I was just about to say that.
What's going on, lovely lady? What you got?
I can't wait till the Pittsburgh Penguins don't even make the playoffs, so I can watch Tommy laugh his ass off.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh God,
we will have a giggle fest. There's no question about it.
It would just be it'd be beyond wonderful because I'm so filled with rage against that team.
You know what else is awesome? On Dave.
What's that, madam?
Right now we have Nashville.
Yes, we do. That's a great matchup for us. A team with no playoff experience against us, who should be getting into really good a good groove here. Hopefully.
If I can play devil's advocate, they have been playing better as of late.
It's been inconsistent. And that's
5-2-3. It's not. That's a good last 10 games. 5-2-3.
It's good, but it's not Hawk good. You know.
Well, I think the biggest mistake the Hawks could make is not take that team seriously.
Yes.
But I just don't see that happening.
That's not what Quenneville does.
No,
I
don't. We're talking about a future Hall of Fame coach. I don't see that happening. I don't see.
They have to take it seriously because Patrick Kane has to come back.
Yeah. I hope they don't rush him back because now they're talking. Was it 2 days ago or over the weekend or last weekend? It's 7 weeks to go. Now they're saying the first round of the playoffs. I mean, Jesus Louises.
He'll be
He's
second
going to want
round
to come
sure.
back. He's going to want to come back. There's no question. I don't see him coming back to the second round or at the earliest, but he's going to want to get back on the ice.
Sure.
He's making a lot of money. He knows what Tays have done in his absence is nothing short of remarkable.
Sure.
And that does not get enough press, by the way. Jonathan Tays has been absolutely phenomenal since Patrick Kane went down. I mean, Hart Trophy candidate, phenomenal. He's been really, really good.
Yeah, he usually gets a lot of media coverage. He really dominates it. They haven't been going that. What else were you going to say? What else were you going to say, Deb? About your Chicago Blackhawks?
Oh, well, exactly what Dave said. Yeah, Jonathan Taves, my husband, has been really awesome. I'm still happy about that.
We are without Mike Richards for the next 3 games, the final 3 games of the season. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I just looked at that. I'm like, oh God, what happened?
I know I read what happened, but I can't remember now.
Because he's been drinking with his wife.
His upper body injury.
He's been engaging in sexual activity and drinking wine that he bummed off a Chinese guy by complaining about his meal.
That new college kid is in the game today, though.
What's new in the game today?
That new college kid the Blackhawks just signed. I forgot his name.
What's his name?
You're not talking about TiVo, are you?
TiVo?
No, not Tavo.
Who are you talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Who are you talking about?
What the heck is his name? God damn it. Oh, Kyle Bond or something like that?
Kyle Bond?
Huh.
Well, we missed the boat on that one. I don't know why you listen to this show. We don't know anything.
I don't know.
Of dopes up here. You're fired, Dave.
Ah, shit.
Dave might have the honor of being fired twice in one 7-day period.
I get fired all the time.
Yeah, you really
it's hard
do.
to keep up.
You are the most fired host in hockey or basically YouTube sports host history.
just call me Billy Martin. You can't fucking live with that.
They always bring you back.
Fuck it. They always bring me back.
They always bring you back. Yes,
Kyle Bond. Yeah, okay. All right.
Hey, let me ask you something. I obviously been paying attention to a lot of shit you don't care about. So do you think we're a bunch of girls now?
Right.
Well, I don't know, because I was talking to my wife and I was telling her everything that was going on. I was like, yeah, and it all got resolved. And my wife's really sick of me talking about this shit. And she looks at me
well,
and
it's fine to have emotions, Tommy.
What's that?
It's fine to have emotions.
Yeah, it is.
Not for the Tominator.
No, I don't. I wasn't having an emotion. I just was complaining because nothing makes me happier than to make people uncomfortable when I complain. And then she looked at me and she goes, you guys are a bunch of pussies. You know that? She dropped the mic and walked out. She really did say that. So it was so funny. She I'm gonna do the invitation if I can. She was like drinking coffee and smoking, and I'm going on. And it's like, yeah, and things got worked out. And I'm so glad because I was in such a bad position. And she looks at me and she goes, pussies.
You found your soulmate. You know that? That's fantastic.
I like the fact that she says that. It's just funny.
I do too.
I like the fact that because we started watching, she saw our first hockey game in 2012, right? And then that same year was the Euro 2012. Of course, that's like the secondary tournament to the World Cup, which will be happening next year in 2016, which is a pretty big deal here in Germany. Even the Euro is
a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty big, the Euro tournament, when they have all the best European teams. And the first guy that fell down and was flapping around like a jackass, so all of a sudden she looks at she goes, "What a pussy!" And I'm like, "Oh, that's my girl."
Yeah.
Well,
you know the funny thing? If I use that word in German, she gets uptight, but for some reason it doesn't have the same impact, and it doesn't have the same
pizzazz.
It doesn't have the same pizzazz. It's flatzen.
Oh, and before I go,
yeah.
Have you seen how Jamie Benn has been racking up the points lately?
Well, no, I haven't because I completely forgot about those douchebags. But
he's 1 point behind Crosby.
No
you're kidding
shit.
me. Well, I know he's had a good season. I know he's had a good season, and him and that other terror. I mean, those guys must see more. Those guys get more butt than ashtray down in Texas.
Yeah.
They do. You got to know they do.
Deb was right on it. He's tied with John Tavares and Alex Ovechkin for number 2.
Hey, look, he's one of the premier forwards in the league. I think we all knew that, or at least I knew that. I've been playing attention.
I didn't know it. Shit.
Well, he's because he's played in Dallas, but he's really connected with Sagan. And they really and they go out in the town and make homophobic jokes and have a grand old time.
That's right.
I like Jamie Benn. I don't have a problem.
They carry their guns. They have big ass belt buckles, and they don't make apologies.
They insinuate the twins are incestuous, which was pretty disgusting, even for me. That's saying, if you could you make me uncomfortable. That's saying something. I don't know. I don't like them either, but I don't know if they're
can't go with you there, bud.
hide the salami. I mean, they're pretty straight up guys. The twins they're great hockey players.
They're still young. They're still young though.
No, they're not. They're old as dirt. They're only a few years younger than me, kiddo.
Really?
They've been in the league a few years, man. They came in '99. Yeah, they're only like 3 years, they're about 4 or 5 years younger than me. It's about to
Who are
say
you talking about?
the twins in Vancouver.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the other two.
The new twins. Well, maybe they're homos. I don't know. Running around calling people homos all the time. You know what they say? It makes you a homo. Sometimes a cigar is a cigar. And sometimes you're a homo,
Sometimes it's a big brown cock.
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, we got George Carlin. The great George Carlin.
All
right, Deb, thanks for calling in. Thanks for calling in. Thank you. You're hot, and I want you, by the way. Bye-bye.
She is hot. There's no question.
She's hot. She's a hot chick. Hot chicks. I love when chicks call me. I love.
You should give her a theme song.
I like. But you know what happens if I give one fan a bumper?
Oh yeah, then they'll all get their fucking panties in a goddamn. I want a theme song. Shut up, you pussies.
I want a theme song too.
Yeah.
Tommy
NC.
Tommy NC 220 deserves a theme song on every show he's on. Tommy NC 220 is
2010. You mean?
Yeah, whatever it is. He's a YouTube genius. That guy really is. And the balls of that guy.
He wants to co-host every show I do. It's phenomenal. Yeah.
Do you want to tell a story that you want to tell that story before we get out of here?
Which story?
What Graham did?
Oh, you want me to tell? No, I don't want
to. All right, I'm going to set it up and you finish. I'll say the bad part. You can just tell the story. Tommy NC is he's actually going to be on Detached. And
yes,
he is an autistic guy that does a show on YouTube. And
highly inspirational.
We have a lot of, even a sociopath like me thinks that's pretty neat. Yeah. I don't listen to shows or anything, but
no.
But we're all impressed, and he's kind of part of the family that's been reunited.
Yeah, he's good enough of a friend that I lie to him and tell him I do watch the show.
But no, we do love him, and we're just joking around. But he's great, and he's autistic. And what I like about him the most is he's autistic. He doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't give a fuck.
And it is just it's debilitating to him because and he's managed to kind of parlay this to
he's made a movie.
He's made a film. I mean, we're kind of like in his shadow a little bit, and Tommy NC's great. But what happens is with Tommy, because of his disability, he has this tendency to call you like constantly.
He wants to talk. He wants to rap. Yeah, that's what he does. He loves to rap.
Can you do my show? And but he doesn't remember. Like he can hang up the phone. He doesn't remember. So you may get 15 calls a day.
You can get quite a few calls a day.
Not me though. I don't get him. I think he's making afraid of me.
Because I think
I call that guy. I'm the only one.
Maybe not.
I'm the only one who doesn't call. He did call me on the air and he asked me for an interview and it never got done. And it will get done. I really should do it during the playoffs, huh? Yeah, I got to talk to him about that. And
you're getting like real good spirits.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna block his phone. But then one of our friends in the JCS community, which we consider ourselves a part of,
once again, we're whole once again.
Decided to combat this. And how did he try to combat it, Dave?
Well, you see, okay, you could just take the phone calls, or sometimes the best defense is a good offense. So our man decides, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to call him about 15 to 20 times a day and see how that works. Got the job done. It's something you go on the offense. It works out.
I wish you would go on the air. It's like, I got this crazy big black guy calling me all the time. It's starting to make me nervous.
I don't know what to do. I need help.
Graham, who actually calls this show, Graham has a little segment in this show called The Minority Ask the Experts. Because we bring darker skinned people in the game. And I take credit for it because I'm an egomaniac.
That's right.
We got one more call. Let's take Roy in Florida. What do you say?
Yes.
He's always fine. Because he's been happier lately.
Roy,
Florida. How are you, sir?
What's going on? Happy Pesach. Happy Pesach.
What's Pesach? Well, happy what?
What's that?
What is that?
Passover. Passover. You're from fucking New Jersey. You don't know about the Jewish Passover?
Is that some pagan thing? What is that?
I don't know.
I'm kidding.
I always, when I ever heard about it, I always kind of passed it over, No, well, happy Passover to our we do have a Jewish person in our ranks, in our fandom.
Oh, that's right,
I do that. We're not going to say who because they're nervous about it because the world's fucking crazy.
Yes.
But we do, and happy Passover to all Jews.
I'm fucking Jewish. What's the fucking problem? I just broke them up at the Seder plate. Came out here to fucking call you.
Yeah?
There's no problem.
No, there's no problem. No problem. And you can be our accountant if things go wrong,
Or you can write jokes for us.
You can write jokes to be our accountant.
That's right.
What about painter?
What's that?
What about painting? You need a painter?
I don't know. Are you a painter? Is that your trade?
Are you half Mexican?
No, I'm an electrician.
You're an electrician, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but you're like an old school. You're a working class Jewish guy. You're not like the Jewish guys I grew up with that were like, "Hey, can I help you with your taxes?" You're like an old school.
No, I'm the guy from Borough Park Lumber.
So that you're kind of. You know what? Did you grow up in you probably grew up in a neighborhood like I did, where everybody's Catholic and you're the only Jewish kid, and everybody is like, "Oh, is it Passover? Happy Passover, Roy." I should have known you were Jewish. You have a German last name, so that makes sense.
It's weird, right?
Yeah. So how you feeling about your Bruins? Looks like things are safe. Going to playoffs.
We're on fire. It's so good to be a Bruins fan right now. Yeah. Whatever to all the haters.
I don't know if it's like how good it is because you're like you won 5 in a row, 5-2-3, absolutely right. Yeah. I mean things are looking good.
I can't wait until Thursday night. We come back to Florida and beat Florida for the final freaking game.
Really? Like they haven't suffered enough down there?
Right? I mean, they're already done. I mean, shit.
Jesus.
I know. Even with the new goalie kid, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think Florida's got a bright future, so you might be able to see some games if they stay down there, which I doubt. Yeah. I have a feeling they're leaving, which kind of sucks.
Coming to Las Vegas.
Do you go to Bruins games when they head down there to Florida?
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass, man, parking and getting to where you got to sit. It's more trouble than it's worth, man.
Yeah, well, that may be half the problem down there, Roy. That may be half the
You guys are getting Chara back, too, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. That's
he
an
returned to
absolute
practice.
necessity. He ain't as quick as he used to be, but he's still damn effective.
Still fucking huge.
Yeah.
And god damn.
Say a big shout out to Patrick Quinn.
Hey, you know what I wanted to bring up to you guys was, did you see that story? I think it's out of Toronto, where it was a girl plays men's hockey and she plays women's hockey.
It's happened before. Mayon Rayom is probably the most famous women's hockey player that was in a men's league. He was actually played for she actually played for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
But we don't want chicks playing, right?
If they could stop the puck, you could put a horse in goal. I could give a shit, you know.
Absolutely. If they can play
I don't care.
And there's no preferential treatment. I have no.
I don't really have a problem with it, but I got to be honest with you. The only thing I fear is and I don't think it's possible because I don't think they could take the hits.
Okay, what happens if she gets the skate to the face and she needs fucking 42 stitches from the nose to her lip?
Well, there goes.
Maybe she'll be like that Detroit kid and stitch herself up and get back in the fucking game. You don't know.
Well, the beauty career is over. No, I really don't have a problem with it. I less problem with the goalie. Here's my fear with women playing. I don't think it's going to happen, by the way, because it's just. I got to be honest with you. A hit, even a woman in good shape. I mean, a guy could get killed from Zdeno Chara, much less somebody that's not as big. Cami Granado addressed this. She was offered a tryout by the New York Islanders. She turned it down. It's like I can't take the hits. You know, she grew up not being able to hit. You know, because you don't hit in women's hockey. Some of these women are amazing athletes, though, and you do wonder if they could actually look. If you could shoot, you could shoot. My problem is every time somebody touches them, they're a melee just because guys are the way they are.
It would effectively change the game. I mean, it would.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. But I mean, there's also another side of me, Roy, that like if you could do it, you could do it. I mean, I'd put anybody in there. There's two sides to me. But I mean, I think I know where you're going with it. Something tells me it won't go.
Okay,
it won't
one
end
more
well.
thing.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Sure.
With the recent accidents with pucks going in the shields and guys taking skates to the face, do you think they need to do anything to like say, hey, listen, you got to put a full shield fucking mask on, and that's it?
I see that happening in my lifetime, sure. Yeah, eventually.
You got to protect the players.
I do. I don't like it. You know, they said that when they made them put helmets on, their grandfather. Yeah, I mean, you saw Patrice Bergeron's now wearing a full shield. I think that has more to do with his concussion situation than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there'll be some backlash to it.
Here's what's going to happen. Barry Melrose said this. I'm stealing from him, but he's right. Right now, most of the people that run in the NHL are in their 60s. When my generation gets in there, or Generation Y, and God forbid the millennials, they're going to come in and ruin it because they're a bunch of pussies. Yep. I'm all for you decide not to wear helmets on you. That's my logic. But I do see that happening eventually, and it's I think it's actually kind of bad for the game because we can't look at let's face it, hockey players have sex appeal, and seeing Sagan's face sells the game as much as everybody wants to talk about it.
But they got those full clear face things.
Yeah, you still can't see shit. You ever watch college hockey? It just sucks. You can't really see them. It's tough to market them, I think. But yeah, I think when not my generation goes to power, but I think when Generation Y is in their 50s, they're going to fuck up everything.
Well, hopefully they'll grow out of being vaginas, and they'll get a little tougher. Oh. At least a nice sandy vagina, hopefully.
Like the Cronin family has.
Yeah. No more clitty litter.
All right, Roy, I'll talk to you later. I think we're going to end the show.
All right, sounds good, guys.
All right, we love you to death. Take care of yourself.
See you later, Mr. Roy.
Roy from Florida, who apparently hates women.
And he's Jewish.
He's Jewish.
We
don't want those broads in there. I gotta be honest with you. That's what a sick fuck I am. I don't care if they get hurt. I just want them to stop the puck. You know.
There's some tough women.
There's
though.
a part of me that, like, obviously in NASCAR, I don't have a problem with it. You know.
Well, yeah. Well, they're not taking a run at friggin'
fighter
Zdeno
pilots.
Chara.
Fighter pilots, I don't have a problem with it.
Sure.
I just, you know.
They got big fucking machinery around them. Why would you have a problem with it?
You know,
There's no
women
problem
take
there.
women take G-forces better than men. Sometimes they can be better pilots.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
That's not surprising. I can just imagine my cock breaking off from a G-force.
You know where I was going with this.
Yeah.
I'll show you some G-forces.
I'm sure.
Yes. Some headlines. Max Pacioretty out at least one game after Sunday's collision with the boards. Wild has clinching scenarios tonight. Let me put them up there for you. Yep. The Wild will clinch a playoff berth if they defeat the Blackhawks in regulation, or if they win in the shootout, or the Flames win in regulation or in overtime. The Jets lose in any fashion, or the Kings lose in any fashion. Wild would get their playoff spot.
Be a scary team.
More reason to really fear the Minnesota North Stars.
Yeah.
Who've really just turned their season around, and even though they're like a huge like American hockey market, they haven't been grabbing the headlines, except for Vanek, who grabs the gun under his pillow when the collectors come around.
That's right.
I don't want to move to Brooklyn. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't want to move to Brooklyn.
No Brooklyn for me.
Let me read this. The shootout and OT losses by the Kings put LA in a tenuous playoff position. At one point, 3 games to go. Yikes. Oh, wait. This is like a direct. I can't actually quote this. Kings need to win. Are they playing tonight?
I don't know.
Yes, they are.
Playing
the Oil. They played well against us here. Playing the Oil tonight.
Yeah, they're playing the Oilers.
Obviously.
Hey, by the way, I just got a message from Tommy NC 2010. He's wondering if he could be invited into the show. He has a question for you.
Of course, you can call in. It's open calls. We don't screen calls here. Where do you think you get off saying I call everybody all the time?
You know who I am.
You know who I am. I'll sick Tosh .0 on you.
You're all dead.
You nobody.
You're all dead.
Solid spire in your face.
I hope you can't hear the farts that I'm letting out right now. They're pretty bad.
Well, he did it live on camera.
It
was the best thing. It was the best thing ever. Excuse me. That was great. Feels good that we're all back together now, isn't it?
It's freeing.
It really is. It really is. And Joe Cronin fans who said mean things to me, may your pubic hair catch fire in your sleep. Really don't. I suppose if I said I don't care, well, you just said that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Most of you are terribly stupid, and you have no listening comprehension, much less reading comprehension. Like, I'll give you an example. Joe Cronin built our channels and was extremely generous. We understand that. And I get a comment, you fucking idiots, he built your channel. Don't you appreciate it? Well, you didn't hear the other fucking 20 things I said, moron. Of course.
No, they didn't hear nothing.
I'm in this wild situation where my close friend is having a meltdown, which, by the way, he admitted, so it's not like I'm fucking hurting him, and hopefully they'll upload the whole thing because we probably recorded the best episode of Monetize This ever.
Oh my God, it was gold.
Ever. It's real. It's real. It's like real and to the point. And it's funny in parts too. It's really funny. It's just because of the way we are. And I'm concerned about him, but at the same time, he's having a meltdown and he's hurting my other friend who has done nothing to him, which, by the way, he admitted. And there was a little issue that he may have been right on, but I mean, it could have been corrected in a phone call.
Sure.
Which we kind of went over there, you know. Chris did a good job representing the Joe in the thing. Yeah, actually, like if I had to pick like one lawyer from the group, I think I'd take Kosovich.
It would be Kosovich.
I think I'd take Kosovich.
If there's someone that I need to pull the plug, it would be Jesse.
Yeah.
Because he'd fight it. He'd be like, no, you resuscitate that man.
All right. Tommy NC220 Soon to be a
2010,
guest
Jesus,
of the
you just-
Tosh.0 show.
You dyslexic fuck. It's 2010.
Do whatever. I don't
My
care.
question for you, Tommy, do you think any professional wrestler can be a hockey player like Brock Lesnar or Dolph Ziggler? Do you think that they could get behind a hockey puck?
Yeah, CM Punk. I don't know. I wonder. There was a hockey gimmick years ago called the Goon.
Goon!
It didn't work though, of course, because it was stupid.
Oh, the Goon was the greatest ever.
The Goon. Hockey.
great.
Let's hockey play. Let me do a search right now. Hockey players that became pro wrestlers. I'm gonna do.
I bet Dolph Ziggler could probably. I mean, he'd be a scorer.
Is he
He
Canadian?
could score.
Well, I'm trying
No.
to think. Well, you got to figure I'm sure the Hart brothers grew up playing hockey. You know?
Yeah.
And we know the Hart brothers were first class, world class athletes,
Very true.
hockey players.
Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho. His daddy was a hockey
Yes,
player.
his daddy was a New York Ranger, and that's where he was
right.
probably born on the Jericho Turnpike, which is what I always thought. That's where he got that name. He was probably because he was born in Queens. Chris Jericho. I'm sure Jericho plays hockey. I don't really have an article here. I'm trying to find something. What I
Because
got?
I think Brock Lesnar is probably the most vicious hockey player because the guy is built like a tank from the top, but, his legs are kind of
You don't want to be too.
I'd be willing to bet that Lesnar probably can't skate.
No, but here's the thing. You can't have that big a chest because it'll slow down your shot. You can't be that big unless you're a defenseman. You know,
You can put the baddest fucking gorilla on skates, but guess what? At the end of the day, he's still a fucking gorilla on skates. Not doing anything.
a lot of
Tommy.
NFL
Fuck.
players went pro wrestler. I don't know of any hockey players.
You're crazy.
Hey, Tommy, I'm about ready for my interview. I think we should probably talk about it. And I could be on your show and steal from you like I've been stealing from Cronin.
You gotta stop taking shots, man.
I'm gonna.
I respect everybody here in the YouTube community. Any community I respect, I respect everybody here.
Not me.
And my love goes out to all you guys.
Not me. I love you too.
Tommy with a poke check.
I love you too, Tommy NC, and I appreciate you listening and calling in. I'll talk to you later, brother.
Talk to you later, guys. You
Take
stay
care.
cool. Keeping you on the inside fact.
Absolutely.
He's gotta throw his little fucking thing at the end.
Why? What's
I'm
wrong?
too drunk to deal with it.
Oh, you're fucked. Okay, Patrick Quinn in a wind
actually
tunnel
fine,
in
yeah.
Philadelphia. You're on the air.
Welcome back, guys. It's about time the family got back together.
And stronger than ever.
It was a difficult 8 days, let me tell you.
Oh, it was rough. It was really hard. It was horrible.
It was fucking
When I heard
torturous.
y'all were fighting all that stuff, it reminded me of the scenes in Ghostbusters where they're talking about all the shit happening.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like
Dogs and cats and all that stuff living together.
or it's the scene where Winston Zedmore. Do you think the reason we've been so busy lately is the dead have been rising from the grave? And this is the end. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was the end of the world.
That's not
Right.
that's not my favorite line for that movie from him. It's I've only been with the company 2 weeks, and believe me, these things are real.
I seen
have
shit
seen
that'll
that.
scare you white.
You white.
Yeah.
My favorite is, man, this is not worth 11.5 a year. I love that line. 80s,
Oh
man.
god, that movie's so good.
That's a
Oh,
big ass
movie.
Twinkie.
That's a big ass. Tell them about the Twinkie.
That's a big Twinkie.
That's a great stuff. What's on your mind, brother?
Anyway, I'm loving the Flyers being spoilers right now.
Yeah, me
man.
too.
Yeah, I wonder why.
They really took it to Pittsburgh, man.
Pittsburgh cannot beat us for dead.
To be fair, they can't beat anybody right now.
Did you hear the chant? You can't beat us.
I heard the chant because I was there.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh, nice.
That's
I
what
gotta-
you were there?
I gotta
Oh,
go
great.
every
Did you
Pittsburgh
start
home
the
game.
chants? Did you wear your shot?
No, I was in the middle of it though.
Did you wear your shot from the point T-shirt?
No,
I didn't think
Oh,
so.
jeez, what are you doing?
What does it matter?
I'm gonna wear it the next year.
Yeah,
And I'll
yeah,
take a
sure.
picture.
That's what you said last year.
No, I didn't.
No, you're right because I didn't have a T-shirt last year. No, I do like it.
Yeah, we can play spoilers to the Islanders tonight too. Aren't
Good.
you guys like
Another one of my
them?
favorite hockey teams.
All right.
Actually, I respect the Islanders though. I do.
Well, we can't beat any New York team except Buffalo.
Yeah. Well.
Well,
I don't
you
think
know,
we
everybody
won a
seems to be
game
beating
yet.
Buffalo.
I mean, I know we beat the Rangers the one time. But
Hey.
I don't think we beat the Islanders this year.
Yeah, but you know what? That's why you're not in the playoffs because the only New York team you can beat is Buffalo.
That's right.
Well, we're also not in the playoffs because all of our defensemen are walking traffic.
Yes. And they're not even very good ones. They're the ones that are smushed to the side of the road that everybody in South New Jersey just kind of runs over because they know the cops aren't going to do anything
They're the
about
ones
it.
that are
Why don't
covering the
they just
potholes. That's
replace
so
that
bad.
one? It's all squishy.
Well, Dave's really drunk. Can you see?
Actually, I'm a lot better now. I've,
Really?
I've come out of it. Well, I fucked this bottle up, and it's small, but it's. I mean, I got it from a Chinaman, so you know
Yeah.
it's.
You know what
Oh,
Dave did?
I got a cool hockey story to tell you.
All right. I'm listening. I'm
I
up for your hockey
recently
stories.
got hired at. And you're from New Jersey, Tommy.
Yes.
You may know.
Central
I got
Jersey.
hired
I'm not from. I don't have to step over a cow when I get to my car, but you know.
You know what Wawas are, right?
What's that?
You know what a Wawa is, right?
Yes, I do, and I miss them. They still. I thought they closed them all.
No, I just got hired. I pumped gas for them.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah.
Oh,
So
how are they
guess who
doing?
comes up at about 2:00 in the morning the other night?
Do they still card 40-year-olds for cigarettes? That usually was really annoying. I'm like in my late 20s. Let me see your ID.
No.
We got to do it. No, good.
Pulled up in the car was Don Selesky and Dave Schultz.
Get the hell out of here.
Holy shit!
Nope.
You should have punched
They were
Dave
on the-
Schultz right in the face.
I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, yeah, you should have, and you would have been you would have been my hero if you did, because I'm sick of that fucking bitch running around like guy made a living fighting people. He's probably one of those feared enforcers of all time. And he's like, I don't think people should
Apparently, they
fight.
were on their way down the Wildwood for some kind of sports convention.
Yeah,
so.
probably paying their bookies or hookers or something. You fucking jerk offs.
Or both.
Dave the Hammer Schultz. Norm Macdonald told a great story about him. He met Dave Schultz, I guess, at a Montreal Canadiens game, and he was like, "Yeah, you're Dave Schultz," and he flicked a cigarette at him. Dave Schultz. He flicked a cigarette at him. He's like, "Hey, kid."
I like that.
They smoked
Norm
in those
Macdonald's
days.
got great stories.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I was at a Flyers game one time, and I forget what team, it was another fan of a team that told Lindros, "Hey, your mother sucks." He says, "You suck," and Lindros turned and went, "Yeah, so does your mother."
Oh, really?
You
I
got
have a
a Lindros story too.
I have a
don't you,
Lindros turnaround story. I was goofing with my friends. Do you remember when Lindros started? Because I know he's got fake hair now, but you remember when he started losing his hair? I don't know, about like 21. Like he had this like little tiny bald spot. So I was in the Old Devils, the Brendan Byrne Arena, Continental Airlines Arena later, and he was walking by, and I didn't even think he'd hear it. And I go, "Hey, grow hair!" And he turned around and scared the ever living shit out of me. He's only like 2-3 years older than me. You know, he's scared. He turned around, man. That would have been a one-sided contest. And I think he thought about it. And I just remembered, you know, there's been NHL hockey fans that have been publicly humiliated by shoe beatings. I don't want to be that guy. Because I would have been on ESPN highlights. Actually, I probably could have sold the show a little better. Hey, do you remember the guy that got his ass kicked by Eric Lindros? Come check him out. 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's In the Crease with Tommy C., the guy who got beaten with a hockey stick by Eric Lindros.
The whole of arena, Continental Airlines Arena is a hole.
It was a big hole.
Talk about the spectrum.
It wasn't as big a hole as the Spectrum. The Spectrum was the Spectrum was like that.
When we suck, we can fill our building up.
The Spectrum was like that scene in Ghostbusters.
And
Like this.
when the Devils are winning their cups, they couldn't even get the whole building filled.
I know, it's disgusting.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Well, it's true. It's not even a shot
True.
fired. It's
And they have
fact.
to have the parade in the parking lot.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. You know. Oh, like you know what we should do? We should get Jake on the air. We should get Jake on the air and we just say, like, have him tell his Stanley Cup parking lot story. Because he's like, oh, it was a lot of fun. We were tailgating and everybody had, like, street hockey sticks. We're like, I had my parade on Broadway in New York City, douchebag. You had it in a parking lot.
We had ours on Broad Street.
I grew up living in a parking lot. I lived in New Jersey, for Christ's sakes. One big parking lot for New York City.
Well, that's Central Jersey for you.
There
That's
you
the
go.
parking lot.
Yeah. Moo. 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 Hold on. I have to pump Mr. Schultz gas, Lulu. I have to pump his gas. Get out of the... Thank you very much, Mr. Schultz. I'm a big fan. Hey, thanks, kid. Fat. Flick the cigarette at you. Light the fucking gas place on fire.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
It's an
here.
easy job.
What? I don't care. I've done it before. It's funny. It's tough to get laid though. Yeah.
I just think it's funny that the people from Pennsylvania want to get out of their cars and pump the gas when I'm doing them a service by saying, "All right, it's cold out here. Stay in your car."
When I tell people about where we grew up and that it's illegal to pump your own gas, it just it blows their fucking minds. That's right, in New Jersey, and it's still this way.
You just blew my fucking mind.
It's illegal to pump your own gas. And
it's illegal. Wait. It's actually illegal to pump your own gas.
It's illegal to pump your own gas.
It's illegal to pump your own gas in the state of New Jersey.
And you're supposed to tip the guy who pumped it. So I usually
That's awesome.
Yeah. I usually.
They did tip me though. They did tip me.
Oh, I'm sure they did. There was a rare occasion when I didn't tip. I was always at least $1, and Christmas usually more.
I'm sure they tipped you. Button up. It's cold out here.
Well, they actually tipped me $5, and the older generation on Sunday morning, being since it was Easter, they were all going to church. They didn't want to get out of the car. I got about $20 in tips that day.
Oh, nice. I don't mind having the guy. The first time I pumped my gas, I was 22. You know that? It was the first time in my life I actually ever pumped my gas.
I can't give Joe any more tips on how to fix his window. I don't work at Home Depot no more.
Yeah, did you see that Dave and me, we actually took a flight out to Quincy, and we sniped with our military skills Joe's window.
Yeah, I was Tommy's spotter.
Why do you think that he kind of came clean? You fucking get a bullet through your window, you'll change your mind real fucking quick.
Really fucking quick.
But now with my schedule, it frees me up to watch Shot from the Point live on Sundays.
Yeah! Super.
Dynamite plug.
That's a dynamite plug, yeah. I give you free.
And your show too, Dave. I enjoy all three.
Yeah. What's the name of it, asshole?
Crybaby's Corner.
I don't know.
I hate everybody. Thank you for the attempted plug, but you don't even know the name of it.
You better start typing in there, Pat. Hey, thanks for calling. We haven't heard from you in forever and a day. I was getting a little worried.
Guys haven't been live in forever.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and we're probably gonna be live all week because I'm off of school. So.
And I'm off. I'm off until Thursday night. So.
All right. Well, if you got something to
it
say.
Really didn't even matter anyway because I was able to watch the show on the weekdays anyway.
Great. Super. Well, I'm glad you're aboard, and I'm glad you don't say mean things like "go fuck yourself."
By the way, Dave.
Yes, sir.
I was waiting for the Monday night after Raw. I was waiting for some Isaac Yankem chants towards Kane.
It would not have been surprising.
Whose bright idea was that? Isaac Yankem.
You know what we're gonna do? This guy's huge. We're gonna make him Jerry Lawler's dentist. That's what we'll do.
It was kind of a cool idea because he's like a mean.
Can you imagine Vince selling that to Glenn Jacobs?
He will not talk about it to this day.
Oh, really? He hated it that much?
No, he hung up on a radio show.
Did he really?
What a bitch. And you're gonna have really bad teeth, and you're gonna be Jerry Lawler's dentist. We're gonna call you Isaac Yankem.
I gotta be a dentist. Everybody's gonna love you.
Your name is gonna be Isaac Yankem.
Isaac Yankem.
And we're gonna put you against Bret Hart.
That's right.
That's right. Push against. Well, that's a good start. He really hung up on a guy. What a pussy. Everybody else had a dumb gimmick. Why can't he?
He was on an interview, and they started talking about Isaac Yankem, and Kane hung up.
Were they goofing on him?
No. They just wanted to talk about it, and
that's a bitch move.
Kane said, "I don't really want to talk about that point in my career." They pressed. He hung up.
Oh, he pressed. That's a little different.
He won't talk about Isaac Yankem, or he won't talk about fake Diesel.
Nope, won't do it.
What a bitch. Well, if they pressed him, those guys were out of line.
If they pressed him.
Then his agent got on the phone and shit. It was hilarious.
Yeah, if they pressed him.
All right, I'll let you guys go. You guys have a good night.
I love you. Goodbye, Pat. It's nice to hear from you again. Oh, Mickey Mouse.
Yes, I know. I sound like Mickey Mouse.
Have a good one. We love you. Oh, boy.
He sounds like Jake's fucking brother or something, man. That's what he sounds like.
It's fucking great.
I think Patrick is actually just, Jake's latest fucking improv character.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
All right, take a fine. Let's go. We did it, we gave him enough show today.
Yeah, my booze is worn off, dude.
All right, sorry.
That's okay. I've had fun.
I don't care.
Is there another caller?
No, I'm not taking any more calls. You can leave messages if you want. Tell me I wish cancer on me, say horrible things about my wife, tell me go fuck myself. And then when I go on the air and rip you into asshole, you can act like that Buffalo Sabres fan who wish he never met me.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Haven't heard from him since.
No, we haven't. What a surprise.
He's a pussy.
He's sitting there. He's calling me soft right up until like when I told his girlfriend on. Derek Stepan. He's the big hero. Ties it up with less than a minute to go, and a goalie out of the net. They beat the Columbus Blue Jackets in OT. New York Rangers tonight. Big night. Carolina Hurricane.
A quick sad farewell to Dollard St. Laurent. Died at the age of 85, 5-time Stanley Cup winner.
Oh, that's sad.
With the Montreal Canadiens.
Of course. That's the only way you're a 5-time Stanley Cup winner, pal. Yeah. I remember I was with Jersey Jason last we were kids, and I got this old late 60s video about the Montreal Canadiens run to the Stanley Cup, and I forget which one it was. And we got to the end of it, and they showed the parade for the Stanley Cup in Montreal. And then, he's like, you know what's great about these people right here? They miss it. They can go again next year.
Very true.
Well, it's okay. Oh, I missed the parade, honey. Well, we can make it next year.
Yeah, we'll make it next year. No big deal.
Damn right. And actually, the funny thing was, they won it that next year. I looked it up on AOL.
Oh, God.
1995. That's
You've
right.
got mail.
You've got another Stanley Cup. You must be French Canadian.
You've got ass cancer.
Somebody said that really hurt their feelings. In the great words of Dave Mustaine, lead singer of Megadeth, I didn't know you had any feelings. Connor McDavid sweepstakes, they take the Carolina Hurricanes 4-3. The Winnipeg Jets get a much-needed win over the Minnesota North Stars. They take that 2-0. Big shutout. Los Angeles Kings lose in the shootout. They desperately need points going into this. I do think they're going to pull it out. They got a much easier schedule going forward.
No question.
I hate to say this, Terry. I don't think the Jets are going to pull it out, but boy, we are rooting for them over here. Damn shame Jets don't make the playoffs this year.
It would be. They're plucky.
They're plucky. They're plucky like Ottawa. I think they're better than Ottawa, actually. Dallas destroys the San Jose Sharks, the San Jose Barracudas, the San Jose fucking Guppies. That's it for them. Game, set, match. I think they've been officially eliminated. I don't look at those things Greg Wyshynski writes like the death watch because they're just such douchebags.
Oh, everybody is eliminated except Los Angeles and Ottawa. The only two teams that can still make the playoffs in their respective conferences. Everyone else is eliminated.
You kidding me? Unbelievable. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the New York Rangers take on the New Jersey Devils in New Jersey. New York Rangers have a chance to clinch the President's Trophy. Who knew?
I know, right?
Who knew? I had the hiccups. That's weird. I never get the hiccups. The New York Islanders are in Philadelphia. Take on the Flyers. Flyers, they like playing spoilers. They're having a good old time over there. They're not going to the playoffs, but they're having fun. That's what it's all about, Dave. It's about having fun.
Lacing them up and having a good time on the ice.
Having a good time
That's right.
with your friends. Having a good time with your friends. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Canes are back in action. They're in Detroit at the Joe. Take on the Wings. Pittsburgh Penguins, mega matchup tonight. Probably the premier matchup tonight. Worth staying up for if you're in Europe. They're taking on the Ottawa Senators.
And the Warriors of Christ.
Warriors! That would make a great Manowar song.
It would. Oh shit, Dokken already basically made the song. You just take out Dream, put in fucking Christ.
Putting Striper, Wasp.
The Christ Warriors.
Striper and Wasp and all this horrible 80s band. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Winnipeg Jets take on the St. Louis Blues. 8:30 Minnesota North Stars. They can take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Blackhawks. That's another good game, I think. But
it should be a really good game.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good game. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Arizona no-shows. They're taking on the Flames. Go Flames, go. We like the Flames over here.
We love the Flames.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nashville takes on the Colorado Avalanche at 9:30. The Los Angeles Kings, who are a desperate spot. If you're a Kings fan, you got to catch that game. That's right, you, Brandon. Oh, they're playing tonight? Yeah, Brandon, they are playing tonight. They are. And
the Dodgers are back on. I don't know.
Yeah, the Dodgers are back on. Yeah, that's great. I'm a douchebag. Hey, Brandon, why don't you watch your team and get out of my crease? Pat says, yes, Dawkins was mentioned. Dawkins. How did I know? How did I know? Hey, I love that band.